So one of the biggest events for PC parts just happened this last week, and that is Computex. And Computex is kind of in the name, but you find a bunch of computer stuff. So after Nvidia was talking about how little they care about gamers and how much they care about
AI.
You can see some cool stuff like unreleased graphics cards getting revealed at these events. But that's not what we're going to be talking about today. Because right when you didn't think that we could put more RGB and more visual side of your computer all the time, companies are finding a way to put out more. And this year we saw everything from fans with screens on them to Sonic themed motherboards. There was a stream covering this stuff and a long discussion with chat. It really got us wondering, do we need these things for PCs? Why do things like this exist? Because there are some genuinely cool looking stuff, and I'm not even here to diss the fans with screens on them. They look cool. It's just, guess what? You're paying
pack of 3 plus a controller, and the controller is critical here. And that was one you were deciding, right, between
129 or 139,
depending on how the costs land.
Yeah.
$140 just to cool your computer. I know this doesn't have RGB on it, but you could get this fan for $9 on Amazon. One of the best performing case fans that money can buy. And I'm not just dissing Lee, the company that made those fans, because they also show off some really cool products. Do you see this case here? This looks amazing. Wow. Like there's no seam on the glass. It's like a little aquarium for your PC fish tank. Priced also at $140 with no fans, mind you. It starts to make you wonder, how much are you paying for aesthetics versus just paying to get a computer that works? Yeah, this was a funny showcase, but what is going on here? Things like this are shown off at Computex, okay?
The only thing I really wanted to show here was this monstrosity that is going on.
Do we want this, guys?
Here, you've got the Disney lawsuit waiting to happen, and then down here, something I don't even know.
It's like, oh my god, dude, this feels like a monstrosity, but also a metaphor of how the PC gaming or PC market aesthetic-wise is looking nowadays. So this question of form over function, how much do we care about these things, especially at a time in the market where people don't have as much disposable income to blow on all this RGB or whatever? But I do hear you, it is a trade show. They're trying to show off what they can do, maybe products that might not even make it to market. But regardless, these products still feel ridiculous to me. Because some of the most interesting things that I saw at Computex, I mean, I didn't go, obviously. You guys know those power cables that were blowing up on 4090s, right, or melting. And that's because people weren't plugging them in all the way. And it's debatable if that was because of Nvidia and their bad design with the product, not user serviceable enough, or if it was genuinely just user error. Like, we will probably never know, and Nvidia's stayed pretty silent on this. Is a solution to this problem. It is to make this little connector some kind of color that you can tell if it's plugged in all the way. So basically, that's plugged in all the way, and that's not plugged in all the way. This simple thing was one of the most interesting solutions or products that we saw at Computex. Innovation is genuinely what I want to see. ASRock finally made a board that cut all the fluff. And guess what? This is gonna sell. I think what happened is they're looking at their motherboard sales and they're like, nobody's buying anything. And it's because your motherboards are like $500. Like, remember when high-end motherboards used to be like $200, like max? Like, I know inflation and stuff, but like it doesn't justify like $700 for a top-end board or $1,000 for a top-end board. Let's be reasonable here. We want to see products like this that get actual like normal consumers excited, because not many people can buy that ridiculously high-end stuff. And this is one of those things that's in an unfortunate spot, but I'm hoping that is going to become one of those things that consumers can actually buy one day. I want you to study this computer real quick. Like, what's wrong with it? It looks really clean, doesn't it? Like, wow, how did they cable manage that? That's really impressive. And then you realize there's no cables. Even the GPU doesn't have a power cable on it. So all of the power connectors are on the back of the motherboard. And MSI, at least for one, I know is also working on motherboards like this. Another thing that this would be really nice for is, you know, like months down the line after your computer's already built, you don't really want to get into it and take it apart. You want to enjoy the computer. You got another cable or something needs to be rearranged, and you need to go back in and mess with the wires really quick. And there's that situation where you have to take apart a ton of components just to get to them. Well, guess what? You can go to the back of the case and legitimately access all the cables completely free of any hassle. It's because of, instead of having any cables on it, they have this little connection, right? And this plugs straight into your motherboard, and then your motherboard routes the power from your power supply over to your graphics card. Now, the problem with this is that everything has to be proprietary. And yeah, this whole trend that seems to be happening to have all of the cables on the back of your case makes a really clean aesthetic. You're probably like, wow, Vex, dude, you're just a hypocrite. Like, I thought you just said you don't care about aesthetics. Well, this is actually practical. There isn't really any reason why in the future this wouldn't cost anymore. At least at the time being though, it's just going to be focused on the high-end buyers that buy those fans with the screens on them and stuff like that, those who spend a lot of extra money on their PC. Or I might be wrong and these might actually come in cheaper than I thought, but it works out with those high-end buyers, and then all that starts to trickle down. More manufacturers start to make cases that are compatible with these motherboards because you have to have the connections on the back of them. Once things like that happen, I legitimately see that this could be a huge trend in the PC gaming market. I just want to clear this up too. This whole video isn't to diss anybody that actually spends money on the aesthetics for their computer. Like, it's completely cool. You can spend your money on whatever the heck you want to spend it on. I'm mainly just talking about the average consumer. It kind of sucks to see a trade show that it's kind of like window shopping. You can't get anything. You're just kind of looking at it. It's like, oh, that's cool. Maybe in 10 years, I could get something like that when it's come sort of to the mainstream audience. It's like maybe in 8 years we could buy the performance of a 4090 for a relatively affordable price. What do you guys think about the aesthetics versus the function of a computer? Because it really comes down to that and what you want to spend your money on personally. My PC is under my desk anyways. I don't even see it. If it was on my desk, maybe I would want it to look a little different. So it can be a little situational for people. But that's been it for me. I'll see you guys in the comments. See you in the next video. Have a good one. Peace.